Hello, this is Bruno, pelletier-bacquaert. I'm going to talk today about minor chords and in particular what we can do on a minor chord if it is rather static. You know, oftentimes we have a song, usually in a minor key, but not always, but usually in a minor key where, you know, we stay for a little while on the tonic chord, which is minor. And it's nice to generate some movement in there. And that movement, as we are about to see today and in the next video, can go in either direction. It can go up or it could go down. So before you get all confused, let me show you what I'm talking about. Let's say I have a C minor chord. How about some volume? So I have a C minor chord. You know, you can think of it as a big old C minor chord here. So what I'm referring to when I'm talking about going down, so descending, it's this little motion here, going from the tonic down in half steps, like this, like. So it can be fast or slow at that point. And that's something we hear in a lot of songs. You know, in jazz, you're going to hear that in the song like My Funny Valentine. I think the F minor to the D have diminished. Okay, so I'm doing it around C minor. And all I'm doing is descending chromatically from the tonic of my minor chord. You hear that in Chim, Cheree, you know, that Mary Poppins song, and so on. You hear that in Stairway to Heaven. In fact, I usually think of that as the Stairway to Heaven move. I don't even know. I think those are C. Flat. I don't even know Stairway to Heaven. I apologize for those of you who do, but my point here is it's the same thing. So I'm doing it here in G minor, and I have this descending form the same way. That's heard in a couple Beatles songs. It's heard in Michelle. So on, right? So it's that same thing. There's another Beatles song. It's the what's that? I'm embarrassing myself. Norwegian Wood. There we go. Okay, so in G again. So this part played twice. So we're not minor yet. So here, this part, G minor again. I think it was the 4 to the C. That repeats again. Now A minor 2/5. To D7, right, and then again. Okay, so it's used all over the place. In fact, I will make a little list of different tunes I can think of that have that move. Other jazz tunes specifically would be I Don't Mean a Thing If It Ain't Got That Swing. I can't even sing it. No, so I think it's in G minor usually, that one. But anyway, so that's a good song. There's another monk tune, which that one is in F minor, but it's the same concept. So it. That's In Walk Bud. written with the changes to Blue Skies. Anyway, so there's a long list of tunes that use that, and instead of, that was not really the point. What I would like to show you is how you could do that. So what I showed you, the main examples I was doing here, let's say, let me do it in G. So I'm looking at what would be a G minor triad, whether I put the bass underneath or not, right? If there's a bass player, the bottom part is taken care of. If there's no bass player, then it's helpful if we can anchor a G tonic. So I usually do that with the thumb here, and then continue this way. So what actually do we have? So I did say, yes, indeed, the tonic goes down chromatically, but you could break it down this way. That's a G minor triad. This is two things. It could be an augmented triad. I can think of this as an F sharp augmented, F sharp, A sharp, C double sharp, if you can bear with it, or B flat augmented. You know, any note of this triad could be augmented. So B flat, D, and F sharp. Or D augmented, so D, F sharp, and A sharp. In any case, that's an augmented triad, whether it is over a G bass or not. But you can say also from G that would give us a G minor with a major 7. Okay, that's the octave going down to a major 7, so that would be a G minor 7 or a B flat triad of a G, right? And then going to a G minor 6. So you get this nice descending series of chords that you could use over G minor. So if you have 2 measures of G minor, you could count like this: 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, I could, no, let me say 2 beats per chord. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be your 2 complete measures, 2 beats each for this chord. And what I'm going to encourage you to do is explore other ways to do this. So if I know of this G minor triad, I have another G minor triad here. So all I have to do to replicate that same sound is find the tonic. So here it is, G, and then go descending chromatically. For this one, it might be hard to use the bass. You can stretch that part if you want, but honestly, I don't really do this form here unless there's a bass player anchoring the G. The next triad would be this one, and this one we can grab a full G minor chord here and then go descending this way. This one is very convenient, right? So my triad so far were on my middle string. I could find the triad on the top 3 strings, so I'm going to have the same thing, whether with that G or not. Here, so I could anchor this G here. It's not very low, but it works, right? And then I also have this G here. So I can also give it the G bass here on the 5th string. So that would be my G minor major 7, G minor 7, and G minor 6. Okay, so that's a great sound. We also could enhance that. Well, like here, for instance, something that's very convenient. We have the G minor triad I was showing you, plus another octave on top. So that can give us a fuller chord. Okay, I can also now somewhat embellish this thing. I can keep my G minor triad and then now add a 9th. So I'm thinking G minor triad, add 2, you can think of it. So if I'm using the low bass, I have access to all that. Where else could we find that A? Well, here actually, if I have my G minor here, I can grab the A here. So all I have to do, and actually we get some nice voicings. That's a nice voicing. We could think, by the way, of this one as being a B flat augmented triad with a major seventh. That's a beautiful chord. So if I continue, that would be a major 7, a B flat major 7. And if I want this one, I could even think of it as a B flat major with a flatted 5th, B flat major 7 with a flatted 5th. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. What's easier to look at is G minor with an added A on top. And that's about it, because here I'm not going to be able to add an A. I mean, I could add an A, but it would be lower, and we don't get the right sound. Okay, so that's something that I would encourage you to use a lot. You know, in all those minor songs, if you have this minor little chord areas. So there's one thing I was going to talk about, and I sort of lost my train of thought here. Yeah, I know what I was going to talk about. So very often we go, see, if I'm here with G minor, I end up with my G minor 6, and if I continue down a half step, I would land on possibly an E flat major, but that E flat major is also a C minor chord. So often if you have a song that would go G minor, or I should say G minor 7 to C7, and then C minor 7 to F7, you could throw that part in. So this would be the C dominant 7 turning into C minor 7. I guess we could use that in if in this key I would think of Mack the Knife. So this part, that's my G minor 6, and then here C minor, the 2 chord. So that's the place where you can find that. But maybe even a better example would be this song here. So this part. So here we go C minor. Here's my F minor to B flat. So it's in the key of E flat. Of course, the name escapes me. Of Like Someone in Love. Okay, so this part. Actually, here I often even go once I'm on the F minor, I can go tritone, D minor to E major, and then resolve to that. Anyway, I got a little sidetracked with that one, but we still hear that little movement. Okay. And you're going to start noticing that in a bunch of tunes, and then also you can plug it in just the way I did it here. So it's a really interesting move. So explore your different triads, high and low. We didn't really go too low. Like for G minor, we could have gone this way, but honestly, I really don't do it that low often. It's like really, if I'm thinking of this bass note, that's going to be good enough. so look for that little list. In fact, I'm going to write out some of the moves that I just did, some examples. If you have a hard time, you can, you know, by the way, you can always slow down the video. Something I discovered not that long ago myself. You know, if you go in the somewhere in that corner, actually in that corner, you're going to see the settings, and in settings you can speed up. I don't know why you would want to speed up a video, but you can. You can speed it up, but you can certainly slow it down. So the pitch remains the same, which is, you know, great. The pitch remains the same, but you can slow down the video. So if there's anything that you have not understood, you can slow it down. And I think that's going to be it for today. So next time I will show you the other way around, where I'm still going to start from a minor chord, but instead of going chromatically down, I'm going to go up from another note. So I'm not going to tell you yet which one. So stay tuned, and I will reveal all the secrets there. Okay, take care. Bye.